There's no age limitation on membership here, is there? Because, you know, I'm going to be 80 in August.
Oh my goodness. Just young.
I'm a senior.
Nowadays, you don't get to call yourself that until you hit 100.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. My wife had one aunt died at 98. Her mother died at 98, just short of 99. Her aunt died at 104.
Oh my goodness.
And a half. And everybody had their faculties at the end, so that's good.
That's great.
Yeah, that's what we wish for.
So, yeah, my work PC has a, there we go, it's a little better. My work PC is set up better with the lights. So I'm sort of, my work PC is over here and this one is over here. So. Yeah, we're going to get some snow, more snow tomorrow. So.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. And then a little after that, and then a little after that, and a little after that.
Oh.
So I see it's 7 o'clock here. That's at least what Microsoft is telling me. I don't see Dave yet. But we have a quorum. We have 3 of us. So let me just ask Allison. Alice, are you guys ready? I see the recording on.
Recording.
Yep. All right, everybody. Okay, well, it is 7 o'clock. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. Dave, is that you?
Dave Frankel, I'm here.
Hi, Dave. Okay, good. You're right on time here.
Yes, I try to be.
All righty. Okay, so we're going to call to order, I said, a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. Today is Monday, February 8th, 2021. My name is Sharon Fox. I act as the chair for the commission. With me tonight is Mr. Michael Neustadt, who is a regular member, Dr. John Donovan, who is also a regular member, and on the phone is Mr. Dave Frankel, who is an alternate. So all 4 of us will be voting members this evening. Also with us is Alice Dew, who is the Wetlands Enforcement Officer, and Allison Kennedy, who is our recording secretary. So we will begin the meeting with Wetlands Enforcement.
There haven't been any changes with the exception of Ari from 58 Old Grays Bridge Road did get in touch with me that they're going to court. I believe it's this week, possibly next week. So once the decision's been made, they should be able to start work back up again.
That's such a big project, and he's trying to get that contaminated soil out of there. You would have been nice for him to have been able to avoid that, but.
Yeah, he's so close to having it all done, and he's done a huge amount. So hopefully. And if not, he'll get a settlement and get somebody else to do it, I'm sure.
Okay, well, we wish everybody good luck with the court system.
And that's all I have.
All right, I said we did mention, I know you guys talked a little bit about it before. You were looking at that, you were going to go relook at the trees along the Candlewood shores.
Yeah, I went Friday and didn't see it. I went Friday and didn't see anything, and I asked John for more specifics. And I went back up there on Saturday and I couldn't see anything, but they could be under the snow.
Yeah, okay. And
so I'll take a look when I can.
Okay. All right.
Next July, you'll see it when the snow melts.
All right. Anybody else see anything they want to bring to Alice's attention? All right, we don't have any site inspection reports. There's no public hearing today. Let's see, old business, proposed current maintenance plan, still on my list of things to do. So I'll make a motion to continue that to the next meeting.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Michael. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries unanimous. Let me see. We got 15 Parkwood Drive. That's an in-ground pool decision. This is really just accepting that updated construction sequence, right?
Yes.
I took a look at it. Anybody else have a comment? Look good to me.
No, that was exactly what I had mentioned last week or last meeting.
All right, I think I said, Michael,
Yeah.
then a motion to accept that updated construction plan. So,
Was that your motion or do you want me to?
I'll just make it. I'll make a motion that we accept
Okay.
the updated construction sequence for 15 Parkwood Drive. It's activity number W-20-48, and that is a sequence that is described in a PDF dated 1/28/21.
And I'll second that.
Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries unanimous. Okay, next we have is 14 Merwin Brook Road. I see an email here, Alice, that you reached out to them. Thank you for that. And I saw a note that said they are not planning to build the shed.
Right, yep.
I
They
didn't
put in a
see,
withdrawal.
yeah, I didn't actually see the words withdrawal, but there can't be any reason for you to have an application if you don't have,
Well,
you're not having a
also,
plan.
in after the fact, we specifically asked if it was to be withdrawn, and they said yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I probably didn't go through. We have a lot of after the facts here.
Yes, a lot came in afterward.
Okay. Well, then, like I said, I will, let's see exactly what I want to do here. So let's see. I don't think we need to make a motion. I think just as the chairman, I think I will acknowledge for the commission that the applicant for 14 Merwin Brook Road, W-20-41 has withdrawn the application for an email dated 2/04/2021. So that should take care of that. Next we have is 77 Vale Road. There's someone here from 77 Vale Road. Can we get, if so, can we get your name and address? Hang on, I'll just get rid of this. All right, sorry about that. So is there anyone here from 77 Vale Road?
There are several people I don't recognize, but nobody's saying anything.
Okay, so I
You know how to unmute?
We don't put them on mute, they mute themselves.
Oh, I'm saying if they know how to.
Oh.
So I did a quick look. The way we left this, it was a conversation about, I think, Michael, you had offered
Yes.
to maybe have them update. Is that here and I'm not seeing it, or?
I see now they filled in the disturbed, the site data on the application, which I believe was what was missing.
Well, also, there are two documents under number 12, documents received after publication. There's a letter from CCA and a new site plan.
Yeah, I think I was just going down to that list here. So let's take a look at the CCA letter.
Excuse me.
All right, so CCA says exceeds stormwater, proposed alternative system meets the intent of the guidelines. Then he goes on to say it's equally effective. So, I mean, I definitely respect that. I'm also thinking about the number of applications, you know, that we have had in the last 2 or 3 years, you know, where in every application I can think of where there was opportunities for swales, you know, that's what was in the final accepted plan. And I know there was a lot of conversation. One application I can think of, they went through a great deal of trouble to accommodate that. So I'm still not thinking that, I mean, I respect this, but I said, I'm just thinking about everything else we have done that we have, you know, asked for swales. And again, I still think that maybe they're equally, I mean, that's a very difficult judgment to make. I'm still thinking, I'm still thinking that the swale is better for wetlands, but that's my opinion, and I'll be very eager for others' opinion.
As I said when I asked about getting this opinion, I can't say I'm enough of an expert or any sort of an expert on the subject. So I would look to expert opinions. Means something to me if I believe it's true, no reason not to believe them, that the cost of the swale is generally less expensive. And that may be the reason that a lot of these projects in the past went for swales. If in fact the wetlands expert says that it's the same or better protection.
If I can just break in, he's not a
Sure.
wetlands expert, he's a professional engineer. Okay.
Was he the
Which is the
original?
source. It's an engineering, the 2004 Connecticut Stormwater Management is an engineering document, if that's useful, but.
Well, I guess I'm not as concerned as you are.
Okay.
That way.
John, Dave, anything, you guys want to add something?
Not really.
No, it's okay.
All right, well, Michael, you want to make a motion then?
Let's see, what do we need a motion to approve? Are we at that
Well, I
point?
think.
Was there any other issue besides this?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that's the only thing that's in their application is to switch from the swale to, to the underground detention system.
Okay. So I just read the letter. I'm looking at the new site plan, and it's pretty complex. I'm not, like I say, I'm not comfortable with saying that this underground detention system is adequate, but if the engineer says it is, we tend to believe it because we believe engineers whenever we look at these plans. So I would at this point, we will make a motion to approve the modification to the permit for 77 Vale Road, number W21-1, to allow a, rather than a swale, an underground retention system. Would it, excuse me, off subject, would this need the date as well to be effective? Do we do that with
I believe so.
revision?
Yeah, I would effective
Okay.
date. Yeah,
Okay, to be
stipulations
effective.
are-
Sure. Back to my motion, to be effective the date after publication and with all the usual stipulations.
Someone want to second that?
Second.
All right, well, I heard Dave first, so again, I'm going to vote against it for the reasons I stated. So let me call the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 There's three of you. I said I'm going to dissent. So the motion carries 3-1. All right. Let's see. I've got up next, I've got 45 Obtuse Rocks Road. We have a hearing set for that on the 22nd. I don't think there's anything new. Let me just quick look at this after the fact.
No, nothing new.
All right, so we don't need to act on that. That will be on the agenda under public hearing for our next meeting. Election of officers for the 2021 calendar year. We had some nominations, so now we have, now someone needs to make a motion to elect them. And again, I know Mark is not here. Mark is usually here. Again, I'll just offer anybody can be the chairman of this commission. It's not a, so if anybody has thought that they would like to do that, I know we nominated myself, but I just offer if anybody wants to do it, please Feel free.
No, we're not gonna let you out of it.
Feel free.
Well, I guess I'll do it. If you'd like, I'd make a motion to vote on officers for the upcoming 2021 year for the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. And the candidates would be as stated in the previous meeting.
So that would be myself for chairman, Mark Mulvaney for vice chairman, and Michael Neustadt for secretary.
Yes.
Correct.
All right, do I have a second for that?
Oh, I won't.
Second.
Do you want me to? I'd ask for a second on that.
I'll second.
Yeah, I think John.
Okay.
Yep, John got a
John?
second. Yep.
Okay. Any comments?
Wait. That's my job. Oh, wait, that's my job.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to take over either.
Okay, I know you're just trying to keep the meeting moving along, so no concern there at all, my friend. All right, we have a motion to elect myself as chairman, Mr. Mulvaney as vice chairman, and Mr. Neustadt as secretary. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries. Good luck to everybody.
Yes,
Thank you,
congratulations, everybody. May we have a good year.
That's right. Thank you for that, Dave. All right, now we're going to go on to new business here. We've got One Valley View Road, an above-ground pool. Is there someone here for this application? If so, can you let us know? Take yourself off mute. Give us your name and address, please.
Yeah, if you can hear us, this is
Yeah.
Stephanie Slink
One Valley View.
from Valley View.
Okay. All right, let's just take a look at your application here. Okay. All right, it's gonna scroll down. So let's see. So we've got total acreage on the property. Do I have the right one here? I do. One Valley View Road. All right, so we've got total acreage is 0.96, disturbed wetland area, 375 feet. Total wetlands about half. Disturbed linear feet of water course 25, linear feet of water courses unknown. And then disturbed upland review area, 375 square feet.
If I could add to that, looking at the plan, it doesn't look like they're disturbing any wetland area, just the upland review area. I don't believe the pool is in the wetlands.
Yeah, I'm looking, Mr. Slink, can you just maybe comment on those two numbers? Do you, how did you come to arrive at the disturbed wetland area is 375? Is that just?
That's roughly what the square footage of the pool will be. I don't know what the established wetland area was. I was just putting based on what the size of the pool we were interested in getting. So that's what I came up with. I didn't know in position, in correspondence to the wetland area.
Yeah.
What was being disturbed or not.
Yeah, every application and processing is a lot harder now that we're having to do it all remotely. Well, let's just take a look at that, because that number there is of great interest to us, because there is, where the heck is this?
Yeah, Sharon, he just put it's disturbed upland review area, not disturbed wetland area. He's got the same number, so it was just, put down twice by mistake.
Well, that's what I suspected when I read that.
Yeah.
So really the disturbed, where the heck did this go again? The disturbed upland, the disturbed wetlands area is 0.
0. Yep.
Yeah, I'm a moron, sorry.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alice, did you verify, have you seen this site and have you verified the location of the wetlands? Because I
have-
don't see them marked clearly on the plan.
They should be.
I see a tree line,
Yeah.
Let me go back.
and then I
And
see wetlands.
there's some wetlands down to the south, but
Right, there's just basically a pond.
yeah.
You can see in the blue circle there,
Mhm.
or odd
That's-
shape, and then wetlands in the corner, in the lower.
Right.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah, so we're talking about the disturbed upland review area, but not wetlands.
Right. Yep.
So, Mr. Slank, is there going to be a fence on this pool? Is that all?
It's all above ground. So
Oh,
it will be above ground with for starters, just a set of steps with
A gate.
a locking gate.
Over time, we'll put a fence in around, but not
oh,
right
okay.
now. Mhm.
A reminder, when you do put the fence in, you'd have to come back to us for a permit.
Going to kind of do it in one swoop.
Yeah, we didn't wind up putting it in
Oh,
this
we didn't put it, okay, then we'll come back.
because I didn't have I had no specifications for
Oh,
it. So
okay, okay.
Okay.
And I did see in the somewhere in here, I think that the pump equipment and the filter does not drain out onto the ground. It's all self-contained.
yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a cartridge style filter that we're aiming for.
You guys going to be extending the deck or the patio to this at all, or?
Not at this time.
Not this time. The budget doesn't allow for it.
We just want to get the pool out.
One thing at
We're
a
just
time.
trying
Well-
to save you the trouble of coming back if you have any thoughts of anything else.
Yeah.
Nothing's flushed out at this point. We're just looking to get a pool in this summer so that we could, utilize it.
Yeah,
And then if over time we decide that we want to do some other, beautifications, we can come back and
Okay.
Well, that is totally your, that's totally your decision. I think all Mr. Newstat was suggesting that is if you put it on the plan, whatever you think you might do, if you think you're close,
okay.
you don't have to actually do that when you do the pool.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You can have it on the plan. It's good for essentially 5 years with some extensions. So you wouldn't have to come back, and there's a fee associated with that. So if you wanted to maybe make some adjustments, it might be a good idea.
Okay.
Save you some time in the future. I mean, think about it. I said if you're planning, because it does look like I said, and then, from the wetlands, though, I'm thinking about it with the pond probably gets most of the house and the deck in the upland review area. So again, if you're thinking about extending the deck or some stairs or some fence, if you put that in, you can do it, in phases, but you'll have a plan, that's good till you're done.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we haven't actually booked anything as of yet because we were waiting to see what you guys said about it. But
Yeah.
I think what we might do is kind of flush out some kind of plan for those additions later in the future, and we can amend this
Oh,
to add it in.
I think we need to amend it by the next meeting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we have, I mean, just to talk about dates and such, this is new business. I don't know whether, stop me if you knew this. The state regulations for wetlands allow for new business, an application that's in new business. We're not going to make a decision tonight. We're going to wait for 2 weeks. That's a part of Connecticut state statute.
So let's amend the application.
Okay.
Before.
Yeah. So you get a chance to amend it. That can also, maybe if you could possibly for us so that our records are quite straight, there's no misunderstanding. I don't know, Alice, if there's an easy way for them to change the application from 375 square feet of disturbed wetlands to 0.
We can do that in office if they're okay with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just cross it out and initial it. And that way,
Yeah,
there's no misunderstanding.
Right. We can just re-upload the corrected one.
Right. I mean, because we have, in terms of, our responsibility, the state gives us until, the 14th of April, to make a decision for you. The commission historically, tries to act on things as quickly as they have all the information.
Okay.
We're not trying to wait until April, but, we certainly have some, you have some time, at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay?
we could put something together by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Mr. Newstead was exactly right. If you get it on the plan, that's approved. You can do it in phases. If you need to make a change, that's a modification. That's a much easier process as well.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, completely
Right.
understood.
Any other questions for us? If not, we'll make a motion to continue this to our next meeting. Any
And I'll
questions?
second that.
Think?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Okay, excellent. All right, Michael, you're going to make that motion to continue?
Oh, all right, I'll make a motion
So
to
moved.
continue 1 Valley View Road, number W-21-6, until the next scheduled meeting.
Second.
All right, thank you, Dave. We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries unanimous.
All right,
All
thank you.
Thank you.
right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, 2 Arrowhead Road, W-21-7, a septic installation. Let's go take a look at that one. So is there someone here for 2 Arrowhead Road?
Yes, I'm here, Joe Martin.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martin. Let's take a look at your application here. Where'd it go? Something's download right away. All right, total acreage, 1/4 acre, disturbed wetlands area. Ooh, is 0. Wetland on the lake. No disturbed water courses. All right. So now let's just take a quick look at the plan here. Anything you want to tell us about the application? Well, we try to bring it up here, or
Well, the homeowner is selling his house. He's had an inspection done on the system by a different company, and the system has outlived its useful life. So at this point, it's not a failed system, but it's at the point where he has to replace it to sell the house and move on. So at this point, he's decided
okay.
he wants to go ahead and do that. The space that's available is really the only ideal space for a system this size. If you see the property, there's nowhere else really to put it other than here.
Where's the existing? I'm looking at it here. Where's the existing one?
It's laying over pretty much right where the existing is now. They had done one change. They updated the tank a while back. So we're leaving the existing septic tank and reusing that. And we're going to be installing the new leaching field. I can't say exactly because you never know exactly till you start digging, but pretty much right where the existing one is, with obviously just a newer style leaching system.
Okay.
That require removing a soil or anything from the existing system first?
You know,
refilling the area?
if we hit some old leaching fields or something like that that have to be removed, then we would be removing that material, that gravel, that pipe, that sort of thing. But pretty much we're removing soil just to install the new system and then placing it back on top and reestablishing the grade the way it is out there now. So obviously there's disturbance to do the work, but we're going to restore it pretty much identical to the way it looks now. It's really just a grassy sloping backyard down to the lake.
So I'm looking at the construction sequence. So you guys are going to be bringing in what, bobcats or excavators, or
Yeah,
what?
we have to bring in a small skid steer and an excavator, and we'll be doing that off of his driveway, and we'll come down the side of the house along where the septic tank is, along that side of the house.
So you will have the skid steer and the excavator on the lake side of the house.
Yes, we have to, just to move the the materials that'll be needed to. And these newer systems all require the C33 sands. So that's what we have to bring in. And if we have to take out any old part of the old system, we'll be taking in and out that way. But it'll be loaded, into a truck in his driveway and hauled away.
So I'm looking on the plan here. So if you've got to bring in soils to take out the soils, how is that going to occur? You've got an excavator down there. How are you going to get the dirt out?
Right down the side of the property where the septic tank is.
Are you going to have to bring like a truck down there?
No. We'll be dumping in his driveway. He's got a paved driveway.
Uh-huh.
So we'll dump in the driveway, scoop it up, and then run it down a bucket at a time.
A bucket in the excavator.
Yes.
Okay.
No, not the excavator, the little loaders.
Oh, the little loaders. Okay.
Yeah, there's really no other way to get it. I wouldn't want to bring a truck down there. It's too tight for that.
Okay. I don't know what you've heard. I said, this is new business. We do try, for septic systems, we do get a number of people who come in with, a terrible situation and they got to attend to it right away. So we commonly deal with that because that's a public health issue. So
and actually,
yeah.
Sharon, Paul Avery, the sanitarian, brought this to my attention.
Oh, no, well, that's okay because I think I just my conversation is for people to bring it in, even with time, we try not to let them wait because we want to treat them.
Right.
We don't want to make the people who bring them in on time sort of have to wait. And if you wait till it's a disaster, then you get a decision today.
Yeah.
So
I did one a couple weeks ago in Easton, and it was a failure on a pond. It was leaking out every time they did laundry or a shower. It was just leaking out on the ground. So they approved it that evening with, of course, they wanted to see the siltation fence installed and all that sort of thing. But that's a different situation. I don't want to say, he's got a failure out there and something needs to be done instantly, because that's just not the case.
Yeah, no, peace on that. If I was trying to convey that with new business, which is what this is, state regulations, require us to wait 2 weeks. But
yes, I understand that. Yes.
Systems, our practice has been, and no one's complained yet, our practice has been to treat whether they're emergencies or regulars, try and get them done on the same day. Again, we don't want to penalize, I don't know if that's the right word, but make people who bring things in with some time have to wait when the people who are suddenly faced with an emergency don't have to. That's what I was trying to convey, maybe awkwardly. That's what I was trying to convey.
Yes.
So, I think to that point, I'm thinking, I said, I'd like to see this construction sequence updated, with a list of the equipment, that it will be, a skid steer and an excavator.
When you say the equipment, are you looking for generalization, like I'm going to use a skid steer and an excavator? Or are you looking for exact make and models?
No, it's a skid steer and an excavator, and maybe you can even add that step number 4.
Excuse me?
Well, you can even add that to step number 4, if you will. Dig trench for septic lines and fields, or remove existing system with, skid steer and excavator.
Okay.
And then the soil stockpile, maybe just a note under it that all soils will be stockpiled. You say up on the driveway?
No, the soil that we remove, like we'll be removing the topsoil and whatever soil we need to put the new system in, we'll place that just uphill of the system. I don't want to move the soil all the way up the driveway and create a pile up there. I want to keep it just above where the system is going to go now, between the new system and where the home is now.
Is that on the plan, the soil stockpile that you were just referring to? Is that documented on this plan?
Well, I don't believe so, because it's more or less like we're gonna strip off the topsoil. And if there's any other unsuitable soil, which I don't know if there is or not, we sort of just lay it on the uphill side of the trench. I won't be creating a big pile of soil anywhere.
All right, you first, help me out, because first I heard you
Okay.
were going to stockpile soil on the house side, which I understand why. And then at the end, I
Yeah.
heard you say there wasn't going to be any soil. So am I
No,
mishearing something, or?
yeah, what we have to do is we have to remove the topsoils, the existing
Right,
topsoil, okay?
yeah,
And
yeah,
we'll lay that, we'll come across the yard with the excavator, we'll just lay that out on the uphill side of the existing system now, and where the new one is gonna go. Then we'll
Just
bring
stated.
in, go ahead.
Oh, no, and so you're just gonna, so you're gonna set soil aside and then reuse
Correct.
it?
Right, it's the topsoil. That'll go back over the system. I don't want to move that from down below all the way up the side of the property and create a pile somewhere in his driveway. I think the best location for it is just uphill of where the new
I
system.
totally understand. I totally understand that. I
Yeah.
totally understand why you would do that. I was looking for something like that would be noted on a plan as a temporary
Okay,
soil stockpile. I mean, if you and I
okay,
were, and if we were all sitting in town hall, we'd be looking at this plan. We'd probably have a magic
right,
marker out,
right.
and we would say where, and you would point, and we would write it in and highlight it, and then you'd initial it.
Okay, I could do that. That's no problem.
Well, what we might do, and I'm open to my colleagues that they may have some other questions. We might, with those two items, again, when is this going to get done? Are you trying to do this
Well,
next week?
he wanted to have it done by the end of February. And I said, I didn't think that was possible because we had to come here. And I know there's always a waiting period.
Well,
But
that,
he wants to move as quickly as I get an approval.
okay. Well, I'm sorry again, because my earlier conversation was trying to convey to you that we can deal. We won't necessarily need a waiting period.
Yeah. Oh,
You're not
okay.
gonna. You're not. We
Oh,
don't make people. We're bringing in septic systems unless there's something unusual, and this does not seem to be
yeah,
unusual.
yeah,
Wait for 2 weeks when everything seems to be pretty much, completely
yeah.
documented.
Okay.
We have had people bring in septic. We need a new one, and there's nothing on the plan. It doesn't tell us anything. We don't know where. They're not sure where. They're not what. So we do run into some things where it does look to me like you are mostly there. I think there's the points we made about the equipment, the points we made about where this soil stockpile might be. Those look to be minor things that we might be able to
Yeah.
find a way to accommodate you here.
Okay. So to answer your question about how soon he wants to do it, he wants to do it as soon as we can, as soon as we can get permits for it. So I'll
So
make,
you're talking about there's snow over there right now.
yeah, I know. It's
Yeah, I
when
was
we
going to ask
first
about that. What
started this
about,
process.
do you have to wait for barren ground?
Excuse me?
Do you have to wait for barren ground to do this?
Actually, the snow cover is somewhat of an inconvenience, but it can be slightly to my advantage because like right now I'm doing a septic system repair and I'm leaving the snow on the septic field area and I'm doing the tanks and some other things because the snow is protecting the ground from freezing solid. So when I'm actually ready to put the leaching fields in, I will push that snow off, do my trenching, and then put it all back. So right now, the deep snow cover prevents any hard frost from going even deeper.
How are you going to put a silt fence in a snow covered area?
Yeah, I'm gonna bang it in. We're gonna have to clear the snow and bang it in.
Joe, I have a question for you. On looking at the plan, there's something here that we haven't spoken about. It's a purple circle to the left of the new system, and it says possible subsurface water retention area for house foundation and or roof something,
Right.
roof down drains. Is that something else you're asking us to approve that you're involved in?
No, that's something, this all generates from a previous B100 plan that was done about 10 years ago for some work that the homeowner did. And he had it done by, I'm not sure which firm may have done the drawing. And they drew in that, what we'll call probably a rain garden maybe.
Okay.
And Paul brought that up and sort of penciled that back in with a question whether or not they had done it or not. I'm not aware that they've done it or not. So I don't know. And I don't know if that's something he would need to do as part of this. I really don't know. So I guess, is that something he would need to do right now with this?
Sharon, do you
think
see
it
what
would-
I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Is it?
All right, look at the plan, the drawing
Yeah.
with all the handwritten.
Way over on the
words on-
left.
And it's to the left of the area he'd be working.
And uphill a little bit.
There's a
Is
purple
that the site
circle.
plan? Is that the
Yes.
site plan?
No, it's a septic
it's-
plan.
Septic.
And I think that is,
Ah.
they were probably thinking of doing that, but they have to make sure they stay far enough away from the septic.
Oh, yeah, no, I hadn't. looked at
25
this one yet.
feet. Yeah. I'm not saying it's necessary or not speaking to that. I'm just saying if it's on this plan and we approve this plan, then we're giving them permission to do it. I think we should just talk about it for a second.
Well, if he's not,
Yeah,
if
it wasn't something that I had drawn in. It's something
Okay.
that came from an old B100 that Paul had. And then I didn't include it because I was there just to do the septic replacement. But when Paul reviewed the plan and marked it up, he noted, and I think the note says he wasn't sure if it had been done or not, or maybe those are just the notes he sent to me. And I wasn't sure if they had done it or not. So, but we can make the 25 feet if that's what's required. If you're going to require.
So what you're saying here is not that you're looking for permission to do something there, but that you're going to keep your work at least 25 feet away from a possible water retention area.
Right. I'm not applying for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, a way to handle that, Michael, would be to be very specific,
Yeah.
you know, in a motion and say,
Yeah.
you know, that is, you know, I don't see that on the plan. I see that on that septic thing, but I don't see that on the plan.
So
You know.
the motion would say not to include approval of the system, not to include a possible subsurface water
Yeah.
retention area.
Unless, like I said, I'm not sure if he's done it or not, because I wasn't looking for it when I went out and visited the site initially. It may be there.
Yeah, well, I think we can just, you know, to make sure it's very clear, you know, we can approve this plan and note that it does not include that subsystem retention area. We can be very
Yeah.
specific
Yeah,
about it.
Makes sense.
You know, that would be a way to handle it. Whew.
So what do you think, Sharon? Should we approve this today with those stipulations as to where the topsoil will be stockpiled?
Yeah, I think we can ask them to update that. I think we can
Yeah,
ask
and
them
then
to
just
update the
send it
plan,
back.
submit that, but I think we can, you know, we can approve it with those two stipulations if we gave
Yeah.
you 2 weeks. Is that enough time?
We
You know, in time for
I
our
can
next
do the
meeting?
updating originally, correct? I mean, electronically, right? I can make the notations on the plan and send it to you electronically like we did.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yep,
this is
and
all
same-
new to me. My wife does it all, so, and this is only my second Zoom meeting, so I don't know how all this stuff works anyways. So if we
Yeah.
can do it
So, yeah, no,
electronically,
you can-
we'll do it tomorrow, make the changes and then wait to hear back from you.
Well, again, I'm sorry, I'm not communicating very well, so I'm sorry for that. Historically, if an application for a septic system is in good condition and it's well documented, which yours, except for these 2 or 3 rather minor points, is the practice of this commission is not to have you wait the 2 weeks.
So we'll make the
Make a
approval
motion
contingent on you sending us the new drawing within this period of time.
Right.
So
And,
as soon
and
as you get the
I
drawings in, you can go ahead.
okay, and I understood that. So you were making it clear. I just assumed there was going to be like a little bit of time where you said, get the siltation fence in. We want to see that. And maybe I get a letter from you or something like that. Or is there some procedure like
well,
that?
yeah,
No, we're
no,
just approving it with the stipulations.
yeah, it's approved. I said, unfortunately, in theory, you have to wait, for this publication before it's, that's the effective date. We can approve it today, and this is the state regulation. Approve it today. It's effective, the first day after publication. And then, so now you have an approved application, and we would want to have this paperwork updated for the items we've talked about: excavators, skid steers, stockpiles. You're ready to go. Then you can start the work,
Okay.
clearing the snow, installing the silt fence, and then per your construction sequence, you call for wetlands inspection, and then you get that, and then you can start the work. Does that help?
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I
Sharon,
thought there was
what
going to
day
be.
will this be published?
Usually we do it the very next day because we don't have to publish it in a paper anymore. And I can also, talk to you, Joe, offline tomorrow, and we can go
Okay.
over the steps.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so it looks
Well,
like this will be effective as of February 9th.
Well,
It's usually just, it's worded as day after publication usually.
yeah, day
Yeah.
after publication, just in case, Dave.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
all right.
All right. Well, thank you
If we-
so much. That was very.
All right, we're not done. Don't
Oh,
go.
okay.
Don't go. We're not done. We're gonna make the motion here, I think. Don't go.
One last question. Early in the discussion, you had said something about stockpiling or bringing stuff in and leaving it on the driveway and then bringing it down little by little. Is this new material that you're going to place in the trench?
Right. This will be the what they call the ASTM 33 sands, and it's just a fancy name for the really pure, clean sand that we use today for the septic system. So that gets delivered in dump trucks. We'll be dumping it on the driveway. Of course, we have to clean up every bit we dump every day because we can't block the homeowner's driveway. So
So if you're removing some soil and putting aside to put it back, then bringing in this new sand, is the level of the land going to be higher because there's more material there?
we're gonna try and keep it exactly the same way as it is. There might be a slight change because of what we're bringing in, offsetting what's there. So there might be a little bit steeper spot somewhere, or maybe I haul some of it away. I take some of it out
Okay.
to keep it as familiar as possible.
Just
So,
trying to understand.
yeah, and that I won't know until I'm actually into it. So,
In the drawing, the septic system drawing, there is a red line that says siltation fence, but in the other drawing, the site plan, the fence seems to be a little longer and curves up around. So that seems to be a better indication of where the fence should be.
okay.
Would you agree, Alice?
Yeah, Yeah, I think the old drawing wasn't just an old drawing someone had.
Okay. All right. I'm comfortable.
All right, you want me to make the motion?
Well, could you,
Yep.
Sharon? You
Sure.
got
All right,
everything in your
I'll make
head.
a motion that will approve 2 Arrowhead Way for the installation of a septic system. It's activity number W-21-7, conditioned upon the applicant providing within, let's see, by February 19th, an updated construction sequence to make note of the equipment, which will be skid steer type equipment and excavator type equipment will be used for the discontinuance of the existing system and the installation of the new one. That the plan dated, just get to the details here.
2/8.
I have November 16th, 2020.
Which,
I'm looking at the PDF.
okay, there's 2 of them here. One of them, the land use map says 2/8/21, and the more complex plan, I don't see a date on. Oh yeah, there it is, 1/12/21. Upper right-hand corner.
Upper right-hand corner.
Which one are you looking at, Sharon? The
I am
hand-drawn one or the?
I am looking on the septic leach proposed plan, January 2021, that PDF.
Yeah, on the upper right-hand corner of it, there is a phone number and below that a date of 1/12/21.
Oh, geez, why do we have? Okay, let me just. I'm going to
It's
withdraw this motion
January
for a second.
2021 at the bottom, but on the top, there's an actual date.
All right, let me just. I hadn't. We have 3 of them. We've got a proposal plan, a septic plan, there's really 2 of them. This
Yeah.
leach proposal plan. These crazy numbers make it hard to actually see what file is. But
Yeah.
I think on one of the plans, I usually put my stuff at the top upper right. You know, showing a septic system repair plan, the address, the date, my name, phone number. And for some reason, Paul put something similar but a little different down below. Do you have that?
we have something called a septic leach proposal plan, which is, I think that's the handwritten one.
I
Mhm.
think that's what Paul put over mine. So
Okay,
if
well,
you go to the top
we can-
right-hand corner of mine, I think my name should be up there, my license number. Do you see that?
I do.
All right, so
It
which,
should say septic system repair plan for 2 Arrowhead Road.
all right, we also have one, it's a septic plan on a, yes, which one is this one?
There's one on the town use map, land use map from town of Brookfield.
Right, so which is the one we should approve?
Probably both of them.
Let me ask the applicant, which one should we approve? The one with your name on it?
Yeah, that's the one I have. You say you have something on town, unless
Says town
Paul
of
put
Brook-
something?
No, it says town of Brookfield, Connecticut land use map, and it shows the house and the lake, etc. And then it's hand drawn in the silt fence, red X's, and the proposed septic system is drawn in. And the very bottom, it's dated 2/8/2021.
Alice, maybe Allison could bring that up so he could see it. if you want it done.
That's a good
2/8,
idea.
that would be today, right?
Yeah. So it looks like somebody just drew it for this. Or is that the date we received it? Is that?
That's the date you
Alice's?
received it, yeah.
Okay, so it isn't dated. That's just our receipt date.
Oh, okay. Because I know, when I initially did the plan, I had to then go back in and draw in the siltation fence, and there was something else. I can't remember now.
Paul
So
drew
then my
in,
wife electronically sent it to you
right.
folks.
And actually, I added some dimensions on it that I knew that the commission would want.
Oh, okay.
And Paul had drawn in the septic system from this septic repair plan that you had given him, just to make it clear. That's why we put it on the GIS, to make it as clear as possible.
And I think that area where it says leaching system, I think that's Paul's work. He put that on my plan.
But to try and show you that it needs to be, you need to be 25 feet away from it, at least.
From the rain garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what my plan went to Paul, he penciled in some changes, put that leaching system, leaching field, whatever he wrote there, I can't remember what he wrote, but he put that somewhere also on my plan. And then we penciled in the siltation fence, and I'm not sure if there was something else. So I think that's where we're at now. So it might be like a before and after we're seeing, but the one that I'm applying for is the one with my name and license number and everything on it.
All right, we also have to deal with your notation about, you have this warning here that the plan is not to scale.
Well, Paul did that. So I tried to draw it as to scale as I possibly could.
Okay.
So then Paul put a note, plan not to scale. So not having an actual survey map and everything like that to work from, I went out and pulled dimensions with basically a 200-foot tape. So.
I hope it's coming across. We're not trying to give you a hard time here.
No,
It's
I
just we're really
understand
trying
that.
to understand
I
what the
understand.
plan is, so that when you guys are done, it's very easy to say, oh, okay, you did exactly what is on the plan.
Yes.
That's all we're really trying to be sure of.
No, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And Sharon, that's why Paul drew that fresh, clean one on the GIS, so you guys could see it without the interruption of all the other numbers and symbols and.
Well, let me ask you then, Alice, put you on the spot. Which one should we approve?
I think you should approve the GIS one, because that does not include the rain garden that may or may not be there. And it gives the dimensions.
And this has got the 100-foot on it?
Yeah.
And it also shows a description of where the silt fence should go.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of in agreement on that one.
So the only thing we need to do would be, in the emotion, would be to add the thing about which vehicles are going to, what equipment's going to be used, and where the topsoil will be.
Yes, the soil.
Right. All right. So, okay. So I'll make a motion then to approve the application of 2 Arrowhead Road. It's activity number W-21-7 for a septic installation as described on a Town of Brookfield GIS map with hand drawings with a hand date of February 8th, 2021, conditioned upon the applicant providing by the 19th of December an updated drawing.
19th of February.
19th of February.
Thank you. The 19th of February. Conditioned upon the applicant providing a description of areas where soils will be stockpiled in general between the proposed septic galleries and the home. And number 2, to provide and also incorporated into the approval an updated construction sequence. Does that have a date on it? updated construction sequence currently dated January 29th to include a description that the equipment that will be used for the discontinuance and the installation will be of the skid steer type and an excavator.
Yeah.
I think that's it. To be effective the first date after publication with all the usual stipulations.
I'll second it.
All right, any discussion on the motion? All right,
Sounds good.
Any opposed? Did I hear 4 ayes?
Aye.
Aye, aye,
Yep,
aye.
aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries unanimous. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, thank you so much. Am I all
Okay.
set then?
You
Yes,
are.
give me a call
well,
tomorrow,
you're all
Joe.
set with your
Okay,
two-
thank
You got your
you
two.
for your
you got
help.
your
I
two-
appreciate it.
You got your 2 to-dos. And once you get
Yes.
that, the approval's conditioned on that. We don't get that, you could be in trouble. And then you get the
No.
silt fence in and you got to call the land use office.
Right,
Okey-doke.
for the inspection on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, thank you
Alright.
so much. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
Okay, now I gotta try and unzoom here. So
Now you got to de-zoom yourself, right?
how do I do that? I'll go here first.
All righty, so that's going to get us to the third item of new business. It's 130 North Lakeshore. It's demo and a new home construction. There's someone here for 130 North Lakeshore?
Yes, good evening, board members. Jim Miner, All Phase Custom Builders, representing Gail and Richard Johnson.
Okay, let's take a look at the application here real quick, and then maybe you can point out to us which construction or which document you'd like to have us take a look at. So just first looking at the application, demo the hall, garage, home, silt fence, new septic, new stormwater, new
Family home?
New,
A new
yes, a
family?
new 4-bedroom single family home.
Okay, construction grade out. Okay, total acreage, 1/4 of an acre, disturbed wetlands. Is it not applicable? It is applicable, I'm sorry to say. Is it 0?
Well, it's within the watershed area, right? But there's no wetlands per se on the property.
Okay, so
Maybe that's my misunderstanding. I don't know how to answer that question. Maybe, as far as it's within the wetlands jurisdiction of regulated area, but there's
Okay.
no specific wetlands right specifically on the property.
okay, all right. Well, we might we'll go take a look at the plan, and maybe not applicable could be 0.
Okay.
Because that's what we're after here, is an understanding of the amount of wetlands that are on the property, in a numeric fashion, and
Right.
then how much of that wetlands in your proposal are you planning to disturb? Same with creeks and water courses, and in your case, probably the lake. So,
Hi,
but
this is
we'll
Ian
come back
Eller.
to that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Hi,
Yeah.
This is Ian with the J. Edwards Associates for the engineers. I do have the plan up that I can share it if that's useful. If I can share my screen. Will that be
Yeah,
helpful?
tell us what you're looking at.
The host has disabled participant screen sharing, so someone's got to give me permission.
There you go. Is that? can you help?
Allison, no, Allison's the only one who can do that.
He should be all set now.
Okay.
Thank you, Allison.
So that is the plan.
All right.
We don't have any water courses or wetlands on the property, but we are on the lake, just for
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah,
we're-
so to help you out with the terminology that's used in the state of Connecticut, it's called the Upland Review Area. And that Upland Review Area, some people might, they might call it a buffer area, but the state uses Upland Review Area. And it varies, the length of that, or the extent of it, varies based on whether it's a wetland or a stream or the lake or so. And the reality is everything here on North Lakeshore is within the Upland Review Area. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, so a new house, a septic system. Are you doing work below the 440 line?
No.
Okay. All right, sorry, I just wanted, why don't you just, so tell us a little bit more about what you want us to know about this application?
Well, we, there's an existing home on the premises, but we realize that there's, like so many of the older homes, there was no foundation under it. It was just basically built on a slab. So that led us to the reason we're taking the existing home down. And as long as we're doing that, we're going to update and modernize the septic system accordingly. It's an old system. And then, you know, we do have a water management plan proposed on there, as you can see. It's an attached 2-car garage, two levels, three levels with a walkout, I guess you could say, from the lakeside.
Can you point out, I see a big, heavy, dark line there, sort of on the lower left hand. Can you point out here where the silt fence, what your plan is for the silt fence, the location of that?
Ian, do you want to explain that?
All right. So the work is limited to the septic system that we're putting in is the most lake toward or lakeside of the work that we're doing, except that our outlet for our footing drain and the overflow heads down into this corner. It outlets before it leaves the 440 line and the property line, but and with a stone pad, and similar to the last time we were here, we have the calculations on this plan for that stone pad. But we included some silt fence just to make sure that the area right here, although you probably can't see my cursor, can you?
No, we can actually.
Okay.
We can. You can see your little.
This silt fence here is just to provide some protection while that is being put in, since a little bit of the stone technically goes past the property line.
All right, so I see that silt fence. What's that other dark line? Is that dark dot that's on there?
This here
Yeah.
is the silt fence to protect from the actual work that we're doing to install the septic system. So this is the proposed septic. This is the main silt fence. This area is exceedingly flat. It was filled in with this wall in the back, right? So this is just protective silt fence in general. This is specifically for that area that's a little bit steep lakeside of this wall.
And so you've ended the silt fence really pretty much to align with the septic gallery you're putting in?
Well, they're small.
With a little room for extra work, right? Like if you know, I didn't want to put the silt fence right along this edge of the septic if you got to get some work done, right? Putting the silt fence here will allow any work that needs done between the septic and these outlets to make sure that silt fence is protecting everything toward the lake.
I think that's coming from Dave Frankel's phone. Dave, can you mute yourself?
You want me to mute myself? Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Wouldn't be
There we go.
Okay, you've unmuted.
wouldn't be a Zoom meeting if we don't have these problems.
Okay.
So, but didn't you say you're putting in a new foundation here and having to do excavation, you know, further? Was that the north side of the house? Why wouldn't the silt fence extend further to try and protect, you know, for the areas that you have to excavate for the foundation?
It goes all the way around the side of the house too.
Right. So my cursor here is the line of the silt fence. We have this piece that is just for this flat area where the yard is now. The silt fence here extends all the way up along this side where the wall is being installed, all the way to here, right? And then on this side, there's the house and then this walkway, and the silt fence comes around here. Again, this area is flat and paved. This is a stone patio currently,
Okay.
with a tall, like a 3-foot tall concrete wall that sits above the elevation of that patio in the yard. So this is a natural protector. So the silt fence is, this silt fence here protects where the stairs from the existing patio go down to the lake. So we're protected anywhere where there might be passage to. Otherwise, we have this natural border of the stone wall.
And that's the reason you don't think it's necessary to sort of connect the silt fences and just run them across the property?
I can put some hay bales there if that would help. It's really it's a flat, very flat area. It's a patio, and then there's a set of stairs. So I'll protect the stairs with the hay bales, and I can add some extras, in that area if you'd like. I mean,
Well, I don't know the property, I say, and I respect you guys saying that it's flat. I just don't know. I mean, if I was just quickly, I would have thought, we're just going to run the silt fence right straight across the property. And so it's sort of, I'm kind of intrigued by what angles up, and then that's kind of intriguing to me.
Sharon, does it make sense to put a silt fence on a patio? It's not dirt. How would you mount a silt fence on a patio?
Well, I might have run it right straight across. They kind of angle it up to the house, and then there's the break, and then they catch it, on the other side of the wood deck.
But it appears to me that the whole area between the two ends of the silt fences are stone patio. They're not.
Right.
Is that
this
correct?
line is the stone patio line. So there's like a walk that goes all the way along this wall.
Okay.
And then this is the edge of the stone patio here. Right.
Oh.
This is all stone patio, and this is a set of stairs that heads down to the lake. So on this yard side of the north or west, I don't even know what direction we are, on the top side of the house, this silt fence protects this direction until we get to this stone wall, which again is about 3 feet tall above the elevation of the patio. So it is itself a natural barrier. What we have to protect is the stairs that give access down, which is again why we'd put the silt fence through there and whatever other protective materials that we need.
All right. Well, maybe that area that you were circling, sort of in the lower right, you say that little area, that's all stone patio. There's also a little notation. Is there grass? Is there grass in the middle of that, or?
This whole area is the yard, right? Where our septic is going in,
Okay.
that entire area is currently grass.
Okay. Well, I mean, so first off, I mean, if you guys say it's flat, I mean, it's going to be, after you get it up, you're going to call for inspection. So when it actually gets done, when land use gets out there, if they would like to suggest some changes, then you'll have to accommodate them. But, I guess for now we can leave it as it is. I would just note I think everybody's trying not to use hay because there's weeds in hay.
Well, it would be on the stone patio.
Even so, we're trying not to use hay, straw.
Straw.
Straw, because there's very few weed seeds in straw. So, again, if the land use office, after you get this in, would like to make a suggestion, and that suggestion might be, bales, then I would just like to ask that it'll be straw and not hay.
I misspoke. That's what I usually use.
Yeah.
Is straw, not. It's just a general term I tend to.
Yeah, well, sometimes we have to call it out to people. As I said, well, not much different. There is. Horses like the hay, and they eat it. It's great. So. Other than that, John, Dave, Michael, I don't see anything too extraordinary about this. Maybe the construction sequence to be updated to include the types of equipment that you're going to be bringing down close to the lake. And that just helps us to be candid. Sometimes, people bring excavators down and the neighbors say, hey. And then if we can come to the application, say, nope, that's okay. That just saves everybody a lot of time.
Sure.
So we might ask, I think, at least I'm thinking that we'll ask for that. That can go, you know, anything along the demolition of the existing home and garage, you know, with excavators.
Yeah, we'll be using a typical backhoe excavator and a skid steer. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we're not storing anything on the property. Everything will be taken off and brought in as needed, so there won't be any storage on the property.
Oh, and here's spray foam insulation. So you've got, this is more than just the wetlands. This is the whole home.
Yeah, this is a complete new build.
Yeah. Now you've got a buried propane tank. Is that on the plan? I see that in your construction sequence.
I
I saw it.
Yeah, there is going to be one. We're going to, I guess, no, we didn't locate that yet.
Do you have a general idea? You normally would be on the roadside.
Yeah, it's probably going to be up on the between the garage and the parking pad area.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Minor, we'll have an opportunity again. This is, as you probably will know, with Connecticut, you know, the Connecticut regulations, new business. We don't make decisions the first day. The earliest we can make a decision is, you know, 2 weeks afterwards, our next meeting.
Yep, I understand.
You know, so that can give you a chance to, you know, again, just update that on the plan wherever you're going to put it. You know, so we'll see it. Maybe update the construction sequence. I didn't see anything else.
So as far as the construction sequence, you'd just like me to specify the type of equipment?
Yeah, I think this type of equipment, and maybe here that would be a good spot, you know, to add, you know, if additional siltation, you know, silt fence prevention is required, either silt fence or straw bales will be used.
Okay.
You know, we can just update that and get that memorialized.
I mean, that's an inspection that we have to have, you know, before we commence, you know.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct. And that way I said, if for some reason, you know, when this actually gets in, you know, it looks like maybe a change should be made and straw bales would be appropriate rather than, you know, the GS, you know, the GS silt fence, then now it's clear that the approval included straw, not hay.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I was only thinking of if it was additionally needed in the patio area. I mean, you know, it's almost double protected with the silt fence and then the 3-foot high wall that, you know, borders the perimeter. So,
yeah, you know the property. I'm just seeing it from the, you know, from the plan here. And again, I appreciate there is a wall, you know, I'm not seeing really, you know, an elevation of the wall. So it's really hard for me to visualize that.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, now, you know, for where you have it, sounds like it's reasonable. I said, in the event that after it's in, things look a little different and the land use offices would, they'd like you to make some changes. I know you will accommodate them. And if that accommodation includes something besides silt fence, like a quar log or a bale of something, that will be straw, not hay.
Yep. Understood.
Dave, John, Michael, anything else you'd like to have them take a
No,
look at?
I think you've covered everything.
Yep, I feel everything's been covered also.
All right, well then how about we take a motion to continue 130 North Lakeshore?
I would move
So
that we
moved.
continue 130 Lake Shore Drive, number W-21-8 until the next scheduled meeting.
Dave, did I hear you second?
Yes, second.
Okay, all right. All right, all those in favor of the motion? Aye.
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 All right, that's 4 ayes, that's unanimous. All right, guys, we'll be here in 2 weeks.
Great. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Good evening.
All right. All right, so hopefully some of that background will go away. Sounds like it. That's good, good, good. I think. I don't have any table
Hi, this is
items.
Michael from TD
Hello?
and Sons. Hello, this is Michael from TD and Sons. I forgot that the time was tonight for the meeting, and I'm assuming I missed our building.
I'm sorry, sir, you're breaking up a little bit. It's very hard to hear. Is there can you maybe say the address of the application you're interested in?
He's for 77 Vale,
Yes, ma'am.
and that was approved.
It was approved. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Yep, bye-bye.
Yep. Okay, we don't have any tabled items, correspondence? Alice, I did see that email from, I think,
Hold on one second. Dave, could you please mute yourself because there's back feeding from your phone?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Sharon. I'm sorry.
I saw an email from you, was it yesterday or the day before, or maybe last Thursday? Did you copy me on something? Is there?
I did, but can I remember what it is now? Oh, it was, was it the 6 Oak, Hollow Oak? I had sent you a, the email that I sent to Paul Checo.
Okay.
At Municipal Building so that they could forward the email to the engineers, Malone and McBrome, to answer Mr. Keene's questions.
Right, and copy us on the reply, please.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I think that was just for the commission's awareness, not, did I have to do anything?
No, it was just making you aware, because you guys had said, please send it to Municipal Building.
Yes, and we very much appreciate that, and I'm confident that they will take a look at that and get back to, to the property owners. That was very good of them to, bring that to everyone's attention. That's not easy to do, so.
And Mr. Keene is on the call. Did you want to say anything, Dave?
Nope,
No, David
nope,
Keene, I'm
good.
sorry.
Oh, well, okay, sorry. Let me mute myself.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. No, we were just checking in case there was an update.
Okay, no, we haven't heard back anything yet from Malone and McBrome. So.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you following up, Alice.
Sure.
Oh, very happy to do that, Mr. Keene. So very happy to do it. And we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it and do what we can to progress it for what we can do.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, minutes.
I'd like to make a comment on the minutes.
Yes.
On the particular, I was quoted as saying something that I think if I said it, I didn't quite mean it that way.
Hey, hang on, Michael. Are you talking about the minutes for the meeting?
Yes, the minutes.
Okay, one second. I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Okay, I'll wait.
Very cool extension. I was looking at the deep permit applications for that's pesticides. So these are all for our awareness. The state does not allow us to get involved in that. So yes, now on to the review of the January 20th.
Sorry, I thought you had said that.
Yeah.
In the minutes, under the item for, I didn't write the address down, where we're going to have the public hearing next week, 45 up Toots Rocks Road. I was sort of quoted as saying that I believe the plan is presented. Okay. My question is, in his mind, whether they are destroying a huge wetland to develop a small piece of property or destroying a few hundred square feet of wetlands to develop a huge lot, which doesn't make sense. What I believe that what I know I was trying to say, that my concern was whether it didn't matter whether we were destroying a small wetland for a large development or a large wetland for a small development. My concern was whether we were going to allow the destruction of any wetlands to allow a development. I wasn't questioning the size of the wetlands being destroyed. I was, in fact, said that didn't matter to me. It was the question of whether or not we were going to allow the destruction of any wetlands. And I was just
Yeah,
out loud clarifying my thoughts on the matter.
Yeah, I am thinking back. I don't remember you using the word huge.
What does it say here? Yeah, huge wetland. It's not something I would say. I'm, nothing against Allison. I know you tried to get down what I said as accurately as possible, but if I did use those words, I didn't quite mean it that way. So I'm not sure how we would treat this other than just my saying for the record that I wasn't worried about the size of the wetland, just the fact that a wetland was being destroyed to allow a development.
Well, let's ask Allison to include your comments, in a discussion,
Okay.
for the minutes.
Did I make myself reasonably clear this time?
I thought you did, and again, I'm supportive. I don't remember using the word huge. I just don't happen to recall that. And I think that should do it.
Okay. Other than that, the minutes seemed accurate to me.
Yep, I didn't catch anything. Let me ask John, Dave.
No.
Let's give Dave a chance to get off mute. Dave, if you want to unmute yourself, we just want to make sure we pick up anything on your reading of the minutes.
You are unmuted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. I'm okay with everything.
Okay, all right. You can put yourself back on mute, and we'll go make a motion. How's that? All right, I'll make a motion then we approve the minutes for January 25th, 2021. Again, making note of Mr. Newsett's comments about the minutes for making note of his comments for the minutes.
I'll second.
All right,
Aye.
John seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
You are unmuted.
All right, any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Okay, informal discussion. We're still working on riparian buffers. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All right, so I made the motion to adjourn. Michael seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Michael, I know you're on mute.